The guard dresses in an all-black suit with an impenetrable mask and protective plates all over his body, designed to inspire fear and absolute obedience from the prison inmates. He discovers bundles of money in his locker and, taking a share for himself, moves through the corridors of the facility, receiving access from colleagues to increasingly secure sections. He reaches the forbidden territory, a room where another guard stands at the entrance, looking nothing like a prison employee. This guard allows himself to interact with the man without any respect. Behind the door is the residence of the criminal boss Balaam, who narrowly deals with issues related to the distribution of illegal substances. The packaging of goods takes place right within the prison walls. New inmates arrive, including Jack Stone, a former police officer who undergoes an initial inspection. He is destined to be hated by both the security personnel, who consider him a traitor, and the inmates, many of whom ended up behind bars thanks to the cop. Therefore, Jack immediately receives several blows from a baton by the overseer, and he has a talisman in his hand in the form of an anchor, which reminds him of happy moments spent with his beloved wife. A memory. The man in a formal suit enters the bank, while two of his accomplices in masks climb to the roof of the building. They cut wires, plunging the bank's halls into darkness. The man takes out a weapon, demanding that everyone get on the floor. He shoots at the security guards and declares that he needs the bank's money, not the visitors, allowing them to leave. The robber locates and takes the manager hostage to open the vault. He empties the safes of money, but also takes documents, flash drives, and discs, which he places in a separate bag. As they leave, the robber sets fire to the vault, and his accomplices join him as they make their getaway. However, they are already met outside by a group of Russians who open fire. In preparation for this, the robbers are armed with grenades and successfully repel the attack. However, precious time is lost, and a vehicle with sirens manages to arrive at the crime scene. The police quickly manage to neutralize two criminals. The bandit in a suit flees on foot, dropping all the bags except one. Law enforcement officers pursue him. On a multi-story parking lot, the criminal discards his loot, which is covertly picked up by another accomplice. The chase continues on the upper levels of the parking garage. Approaching an ambush, the robber incapacitates two of his pursuers and seizes their weapons. However, one officer still catches him off guard. In the prison, newcomers are ushered into the common area amidst the shouts of the crowd in orange shirts. Tattooed tough guys assess the newcomers' character strength and the potential benefits they could provide. Among them, Jack notices a slowly hunched-over man in glasses who engages in activities considered degrading within the prison, such as mopping the floors. Stone enters his cell, and soon, a dark-skinned guy named Silva, who surprisingly recognizes him, warmly greets the new neighbor. A young female journalist by the name of Sinclair tosses the same bag under the door that was taken from the bank. Inside, there is no money, but rather discs, flash drives, and documents. One of the inmates, Semen, along with his Aldous buddies, offers the newcomers to pay him for protection within the prison. For refusing, he knocks out one of the men, with Stone annexed in Lynn. The hero quickly grasps how prison laws work, and he doesn't waste any time. In a fight, he is secretly aided by a peculiar bespectacled janitor. Balaam wants to have a face-to-face conversation with Stone, and the inmate is escorted to a special room. However, the mobster is not willing to take risks and only speaks with the hero through intermediaries. He is exceptionally skilled at managing his affairs from his stronghold, and there's $1 million bounty on his head. Detective Jack Stone has caused him a lot of trouble throughout his career, and the boss is surprised that he admitted guilt to end up in the same prison with him. It turns out that the police obtained documents from his safe, and Balaam wants to know where he hid everything. Jack merely smirks in response. We see the parking lot scene again, and the robber finally reveals his identity. It is none other than Jack Stone. He accuses the bewildered police officer of betrayal and the death of his wife. At night, attacks are carried out on Jack in his cell. It seems they caught him off guard. One of the guards at the control panel turns the camera away, but Stone is ready and quickly subdues the three ruffians. Tricia Sinclair goes to meet with Prosecutor Johnson to report her findings. However, she is intercepted by his assistant, Mark Crane. He knows the identity of Jack Stone and insists that the girl tells him everything, and he will then pass the information on to the prosecutor. Sensing trouble, the experienced journalist declines and hurriedly leaves the office to tail the prosecutor as he exits the courthouse. She has evidence of police corruption and suspects that the crime boss Balaam and Stone are collaborating. They ended up in the same prison, although the police officer was supposed to be executed for the murder of his partner. The prosecutor attentively listens to the journalist and agrees to take up the case. Afterward, Tricia visits Stone in prison. Jack surprises her with the revelation that he was the one who sent the documents. The only thing he asks is to use the obtained information for the investigation. Jack once again turns his wife's birthday gift in his hands, an anchor that symbolized support and encouragement from her. However, Stone couldn't save his wife or provide her with that support. The janitor interrupts his thoughts and knocks on the cell. He introduces himself as William. He warns Jack that Seaman, the man involved in the fight, is Balaam's cousin, and even within the prison, problems with the mobster don't go unnoticed. Meanwhile, in the women's section of the prison, there is no peace either. A fight has broken out there. The instigator, Alina, is taken away by the guards so that Balaam can intimidate her for violating discipline and attacking Catherine, who works for the mafia boss. Standing with the girl are Seaman and the 3 inmates who attacked Stone. None of them are punished, not only for their audacity, which boss doesn't approve of, but also because of the embarrassing failure that casts a shadow on him. He takes matters into his own hands and puts a price of $100,000 on the head of his sworn enemy. William warns Jack again about the impending danger, and soon the guards dismiss all the inmates from the exercise yard. The first contenders for the big prize emerge. The janitor temporarily turns the surveillance camera away and leaves the mop against the wall, which Stone immediately seizes. William himself doesn't stand aside and once again helps the hero emerge from the fight unscathed. Meanwhile, Prosecutor Johnson faces consequences for being involved in dirty dealings. He reports directly to Balaam that the journalist has evidence of mafia crimes. According to the mafia boss, Stone won't live through the end of the day either. Tricia manages to reach her car unscathed, although she already suspects that she has embarked on a dangerous adventure. Now, even the guards are converging on Jack, as they wouldn't mind a bonus to their salary. 3 of them corner him in the laundry room, but the batons end up turning against the attackers, and their equipment fails to protect them from the precise strikes of the former cop. At the exit, 9 more inmates await him, but Stone manages to deter them with his words. $11,000 each is not such a high price for the injuries he will inflict on them in a fight. Returning home, the worried Sinclair startles her friend Allison, who lives with her. She tells her about uncovering Balaam's drug network, which includes the names of police officers, officials, and inmates. Jack Stone, on the other hand, wants to thwart the mobster. Meanwhile, Elena approaches to apologize to Catherine as ordered by Balaam. But this time, the girl allows her rival to knock her out, and she heads to the hospital. She deceives the doctors and steals a paperclip from a folder. As soon as the medical staff leaves, the criminal removes her restraints and steals medications from the lockers. She makes her way to the hallway, avoiding surveillance cameras, and sneaks into a storeroom. There, she finds the key to the ventilation shaft hidden in a bucket by William, who had previously been signaling her. Stone goes on another meeting with the journalist. Tricia learns from the man that he was snitched on by a partner, the same one Jack threw off a building in the parking lot. He wants those responsible for his wife's death to be punished. Elena, on the other hand, navigates through the ventilation shaft, drawing a map of the prison on her belly with a marker. She returns, and William distracts the nurse, who almost catches her in her escape attempt. Stone tries to find out how long the janitor has been working undercover. William is an FBI agent investigating the same corruption network as Balaam. He has been in prison for 6 months. Jack needs to know if the agent will interfere with his plan to take down Balaam, but their conversation is interrupted by more bounty hunters after the cop. William covers for his new friend and informs him that he is not the only agent in this institution. Jack must be ready when the janitor signals. The prison director, who is also corrupt, confronts William and asks why he got involved in the fight. Now he has run into trouble and injured one of Balaam's men. The director wants $10,000 to protect the janitor from Balaam's henchmen. The journalist goes to another meeting with the prosecutor, but she is once again intercepted by the ever-present assistant, Crane. He insists that the girl should tell the FBI everything she knows. Balaam is informed that a girl has come to see him, and he should allocate some time for her. The boss leaves his lair, surrounded by guards. Elena uses the medications and simulates another illness. She's taken to the infirmary again, but this time, she and William attack the guards and prepare some kind of mixture in the storeroom. Balaam sees his daughter Olesha behind the glass. She hasn't seen her father in a long time. She was told that he heroically died defending their homeland. Someone sent her secret documents, and now she is deeply disappointed that her father is accused of human trafficking, murder, and drug trafficking. William uses the prepared mixture, causing the guards to fall unconscious. He takes his place at the control panel for the doors, and Elena infiltrates the surveillance cameras. Balaam lies to his daughter in the forest, claiming that all accusations against him are lies. She doesn't believe him and refuses to consider him her father. Balaam warns his daughter of the danger she now faces. His enemies are not resting. The mafia boss is about to return to his cell, and William and Elena are ready to intercept him. They unlock the doors to the cell block, releasing Stone. Jack knocks out a guard and puts on his uniform, beginning to navigate the prison labyrinth under the guidance of the agents. However, time is running out, and an additional guard stands outside Elena's door, having forgotten the keys inside. The director passes by and notices this situation, unlocking the door with his own key. The mission is compromised, but Stone is still far from Balam. William is also found, and then Jack suggests opening all the prison doors. The prisoners smell freedom and start a revolt. Balam eludes the guards and rushes into the crowd. Along with Stone, they search for each other, pushing through the chaos and riot. Elena hears Catherine scream and goes to the kitchen to settle the score with the boss's accomplice. There, she's attacked by girls with knives. Elena's friend Ellison receives a call, and she confronts Sinclair, demanding that she hand over all the original Mafia documents. In her hand, the girl holds a gun and is determined. William meets Jack and points out where to find Balam. Meanwhile, Elena deals with Catherine. Stone engages in a struggle and receives several serious blows from Semyon, who concealed a shank. Silva assists his cellmate by attacking the thug, Balam's right-hand man. Trisha disarms Ellison, and they engage in a brawl in the apartment. The traitor is eliminated at the last moment by the prosecutor's assistant, Crane, who has been trying to gain the journalist's trust all this time. He also turns out to be an FBI agent undercover. Meanwhile, William doesn't miss a chance to settle scores with the prison director and his corrupt guards. He single-handedly stops a whole squad that threatens to quell the riot and hinder Stone. While Jack tries to stop the bloodshed, a group of captors enters the prison. The hero finally hears Balam's voice and finds him in a passage. They are left one-on-one. Balam is exceptionally well-trained, and in the porter, he delivers crushing blows to the wounded hero. However, Jack still overcomes the pain and finishes off the enemy. The Mafia is forever decapitated. Jack makes his way through the ventilation shaft to a storeroom where he is met by William, who introduces him to his partner, Agent Charles. But William explains that Stone will still have to be arrested. However, along with him, the arrested include Prosecutor Johnson, as well as many other officials and policemen involved in corruption and murders.